And welcome back to Neonfastique. On this week's episode, yes, more Masters of the Universe has arrived. As normal delivery times resume, we've now increased our stock in the shop of Masters of the Universe product, including waves 5, 6 and 7. So let's quench our thirst and dive in deep. Okay, so we'll start by taking a look at a couple of the vehicles and a 2-pack that have been released throughout the last 3 waves. So as you can see here, we have Stridor. Now it does come complete with 8 accessories, including interchangeable armour parts and a base that you can clip into Castle Grayskull with. But overall, I think you'll agree that the box art is fantastic. A vintage presentation coupled with a more modern toyetic appeal, I think is one way to describe it. Now, as you would expect, on the reverse, additional action figures available in the line, but we are still waiting for Flying Fist He-Man and Terraclaw Skeletor, so they should be with us around the end of April, May this year. And an interesting tease for Zor. Now I do believe that we're getting a Teela and Zor 2-pack either at the end of 2022, early 2023, so we need to keep our eyes open for that one, don't we? But on the whole, a great addition to an ongoing toy line. Fantastic. So let's move on and take a look at the next item on the list. So here we have the Eternian Palace Guard. Now this is a really interesting addition to this line, and it comes complete with various accessories so you can interchange them, and obviously fantastic box art which you've come to expect from this line. On the reverse we have additional figures available, etc., including the Lords of Power Beastman, which we'll take a look at later, and a couple of diagrams showing you how you can change certain pieces to this action figure, and yet another tease for King Randor, which I do believe is being produced and released this year. But a nice little addition to this collection, something different, something that you haven't quite seen before, but yeah, well chuffed for this piece. So we'll move on to the final vehicle in this set. So here we have the Battle Armor He-Man and Battle Cat. Now I wasn't prepared for just how big this piece actually is, and apart from Castle Grayskull, I believe this is the biggest set released so far, not including the releases through Powercom. Okay, the set itself is really impressive, but I did have reservations about ordering it, purely because we've had both Battle Cat and Battle Armor He-Man before. Now you could class this as a variation based on the VAC metalized armour and the addition of various cuts and scrapes on both figures. Now the set comes complete with various accessories, including 2 bases that will click and connect to the main castle playset, also the addition of a couple of gargoyles and interchangeable heads. But anyway, let's move on and take a look at the action figures from waves 5, 6 and 7. So the figures for wave 5 are, from my left, Fisto, Evil Lyn from Mattel's Masters of the Universe line from the early 2000s, and the Lords of Power Merman. But also in this wave we have the addition of Faker, which is a great looking figure, I think you'll agree. Comes complete with the sticker on the chest, and of interest on the reverse, another 2 figures from this wave is the Classic Sculpt He-Man and the Classic Sculpt Skeletor. But what a fantastic wave 5 really is. Now let's have a look at wave 6. In wave 6 we had the addition of Webstor, the Eternian Goddess, which is a favourite of mine, Stinkor, which is another fan favourite, and also the Lords of Power Beastman. How cool does that look? That is fantastic, isn't it? Now again, the Classic Sculpt He-Man and Skeletor are still advertised on wave 6 packaging, but yeah, another great wave. So let's move on and take a look at wave 7. And for wave 7 we have Jitsu, the Sorceress and Buzz-Off, but there was one additional character. Let's turn this around, and it was the comic book Stratos, and in all honesty I think I've left my action figure in the shop, so my apologies that it's not here to show you. Now recently I was asked by a very good friend of mine who was picking up his action figures, and he said, which do you prefer, the Masters of the Universe Origins or Super 7's Masters of the Universe? And I couldn't really answer him, so I think we'll do a quick comparison to end this video, and we'll use the character of Buzz-Off. So let's take a look. Okay, so here we have 3 vintage Buzz-Offs. So we have the original, we have Super 7's, and obviously we have Masters of the Universe Origins. So which would you prefer? Now obviously I think it's a given that you would choose the vintage, but I am torn between Super 7 and Origins. I like Super 7 because of what they tried to do. I just wish they had the license a little bit longer, so who knows. But I'm also a fan of the Origins. And I think it's just clearly a case of it doesn't matter. They're all great. But what do you think? Leave a comment below, let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer Super 7's line? Do you wish Super 7 had continued? Or are you quite happy with Masters of the Universe Origins? But anyway, as always, thank you very much for your time for watching. I hope you found this of interest. These are just some of the new Masters of the Universe Origins that are now available in my comic book shop. But as always, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Oh, I got a live one here.